When I spit bars in a rave, man, I go hard like Santan.
Cool. Hello, welcome to another Touchy Gooners podcast. I'm joined by three of the regulars. We've got Shabs, German Dan, and Leroy. How you doing, chaps?
All good, man.
Good in the hood.
Good, and also we've got a special guest with us today. We've got Dan from Tap In Football. How you doing, man?
Yeah, not too bad, man. Glad to be here.
Yeah, happy to have you on. Just before we get into things, I've got to do these plugs, guys. I know you're probably tired of hearing them, but you know what? If you actually do some of the plugs, then maybe, I can stop doing the plugs. How about that? All right. So first of all, I'm going to start with our Patreon users, right? Big up all of you. Yeah. We released a Gabriel Magaluf, whatever his name is. Yeah. Patreon piece last week, which was like a scouting breakdown for Napoli and Man United that they can use, that their fans can use to find out how good Gabriel is, because it doesn't seem like we're getting him. So yeah, pretty useful for any Napoli and United fans listening to this podcast. You might want to subscribe to that. This week we are going to be doing another piece. We've asked the patrons. It seems like a general consensus is they want an Awa piece, guys. So I think we're going to have to do something like that this week.
Really?
Yeah.
You're not fucking crazy, like you're not a masochist, blood.
Why?
Why do you want that?
It's not coming to us. We're not getting it.
We got to give the people what they want.
Bruv, it's like me being broke and asking for Hermes bag review.
Exactly.
What do with that?
Come on, man.
You lot are mad, bruv. Right.
I don't know what AP looks like.
Arsenal fans, they're glutton for punishment.
Masochists, man.
It is what it is. But so the Patreon, guys, go and subscribe to that. We will be providing you another piece of content this week. So go and subscribe to that. Also, this pod is going to be available on YouTube. So if you prefer the visual element, you can turn the audio off, go on YouTube and actually watch us and watch Leroy's lovely sunny beach background. Just use the Touchline Fracas hashtag. That's about it, I think. I think that's all the plugs. That's all of them out of the way. But yeah, guys, what we're going to do today is we're going to do something quite unique that we only get to do maybe like once a season. It's like a squad building exercise. We're going to go from back to front. And we're going to basically tell you who should be in and out. 1 second, guys. There's a bloody person at my door. Give me 2 seconds. I'm just going to pause this.
Bro, you had a cookie or something, bro. You're picking at everything. What's going on?
I've started the recording again. Sorry, guys. I got distracted by the
door.
It's
cool.
Yeah, right, cool. I think you guys got the general gist before I got interrupted, right? So, right, guys, let's start. So, Dan, right, we got two Dans on the podcast, right? So I'm going to differentiate German Dan and English Dan. Is that all right? Or would you prefer another nationality of your choice?
No, yeah, English Dan's fine, yeah.
English Dan, right? English Dan.
Unless you want to go Nigerian Dan, innit?
Nigerian Dan.
Nigerian Dan. We got Nigerian Dan and we got German Dan.
All this podcast is, different.
All right, I'm going to start with Nigerian Dan, right? Just give me like a brief, because obviously it's your first time on the podcast. Just give me a brief overview of how you feel like the squad is looking heading into the new season, and what areas in particular you think we need to improve on.
Chris, I think the squad is poor. Like the squad itself is very poor for me, to be honest. Like you've seen it against Aston Villa. You take a couple players out of that first team and we can't do anything on the pitch, to be honest. I think Xhaka didn't start that match. The fact that you're relying on a player like Granit Xhaka says your midfield is all wrong. We tried to play a bit expansive when Arteta first came, brought in Pablo Mari. We saw against West Ham what that means. They ate us up every time they went forward. They looked like they were going to score. So I think our whole squad makeup is wrong. And going forward, we got the most expensive front line in the Premier League, and it doesn't even look like those three can play together. I think they started maybe 3-4 games this season, maybe worked out in the two biggest games of the season, in the semi-final and final, but we haven't really seen them click together. So I think the squad makeup is poor, and I'd probably be selling all bar maybe 6 or 7 of those players and starting again.
Wow.
If we had the money. But
I like him. Yeah.
Proper blow it up and rebuild. Yeah. All right, cool. I think you're probably on the same page as most of us here. But obviously, as you said, you did like a pretty big caveat there, if we could afford it. So like obviously, Broke Boys FC as we are, installment FC, whatever connotation it is in terms of like what FC we are in terms of our finances. that's probably not going to be possible this year. So, all right, let's start with at the back. Okay, we'll start in goal. So probably our most embarrassment of riches position, I guess, in terms of the options available to us. We've got Bernd Leno and Emiliano Martinez. Both have had great seasons, and both should be fit for the start of the season. Would any of you be looking to move one of them on, especially considering Leno's contract situation, where he only has, is it?
Yes.
Oh, his expires in 2023, it says.
Yeah.
On transfer
When did we
market,
sign him? Was it 2018, yeah?
Yeah.
I think
So transfer
Martinez
market
has
says
two
his contract
seasons.
finishes 2023.
I think Martinez has 2 seasons, and Leno has 3 seasons.
Yeah, Martinez got 2022. So I thought Leno's contract was more pressing. I thought he only had 2 years left, but I've just literally looked on transfer market, so it says he's got 3.
Maybe it was John Cross that said that Leno is, I don't know, maybe he's got plus option or something.
What are you
I
trying to
don't
say? John Cross was giving us bad information, Dan? Is that what you're trying to say?
Hey, John Cross is a friend of the podcast, big man.
Yeah, Dan, watch your language, Dan. Yeah, you got to be careful who
You
you're...
gotta watch your mouth, man.
Yeah, Dan.
You're gonna stop that money flowing.
Chairman Dan, fuck you, no.
No,
Anyway, yeah, so look, maybe John got a little bit confused, right? I know we did the podcast quite early in the morning, maybe he was a little bit confused. But yeah, Leno, it seems like he's got 3 years on the contract. Would you guys be looking to shift any of the first 2 goalkeepers, like Martinez or Leno?
No.
For me, everything is based on interest and situation. Though. So Martinez was talking spicy. If he doesn't get minutes and all that kind of jazz, he's got 2 years left on his deal. So I'm not completely opposed to selling them if a good offer comes in.
What would be a good offer? What's a good offer?
Anything above 25, 30 mil.
That's a brilliant offer.
Cool.
That's a brilliant offer.
Everyone's biting your hand off for that. Come on, man.
Yeah, of course. But some fans will say no to this. I think that's happy.
What about if Fulham or Leeds came in for a bid of Martinez, 16 million? Are you taking it?
I'll probably try to push it a bit more, but I would take it. I think
Take it or leave it. 16 million.
no, because things are situation. Things are not black and white.
They are. It's either 16 million or it's not. Or it's 16 million or 0. That's it. It's black and white.
Give me the money, man. I need something in my pocket, man.
We signed him in the summer 2010 for, I think, $500,000. So, all things considered, that kind of money, that superb money, that
He ain't been there 10 years.
yeah, we signed him 2010-11. So we signed him the old 10-11. So this will be his 10th.
He's got a testimonial this year, isn't he?
Yeah, well, this will be his 10th season at Arsenal. It's crazy when you think about it. He's done his time as well, man. He had a fair few loans away at the club as well. But $500,000. So if you're talking that crazy money, 25 mil, 30 mil, that's, yeah, cool. But you kind of have to consider business then. But I think otherwise, I'd be inclined to keep him. I think he has what he showed when he's come in. He's been a reliable set of hands. I can't remember us having 2 goalkeepers who have been able to perform at a decent level and almost look like our best player in years and years. But Leno's been solid when he's played. He's our number 1. I understand it. I think he should be. But Martinez, when he's come in, he's been very solid, man. He's had a number of very good games for us and performed. And you need that, man. You never know how the season's going to go with goalkeepers, injuries, and whatnot, like it happened with Leno. So I've been glad to keep him.
Realistic and knowing that we don't have much money and we have a big rebuilding job on our hands. What are you, man, thinking? Are you selling for a certain price?
If a bid comes in, I'm selling because I think you only need one good goalkeeper. I don't see anyone in the world needing.
Also, we're too attached to players. Like
I agree.
Still, man, Leno's better than him, I think.
Yeah,
The first decision we got to make, obviously, because even though I feel like it's an easy decision, there's a lot of debate around it. Do we keep Leno or do we keep Martinez as our number 1? I
think we keep Leno. I think Leno
has to be Leno, man.
I think as well.
Yeah.
He's a better keeper for me, and he's more proven as well. Like you know what you're going to get from Leno. So if we've made that decision, then in our current predicament, we can't afford not to take a decent fee. I would try and push it up to sort of between 18, 20 million. That's what I think. Like,
I think that's good money for him, considering he played, 10 games for us? Like, it's actually not that bad.
And you think about it, if you get that in, you can put that on your books as like one thing, and then you can, when you actually buy players, that gets you a lot more than 20 million because of the way you do your accounting. So that 20 million can be 5 million of first installments or 5 million a year of whatever. So I would definitely sell him, but I'd be looking for just under the 20 million mark. Anything extra, I think, is a bonus.
Okay. Yeah, I'm inclined to agree with that. I think I just don't see any issue. If you put Martinez on the bench for one season, for this season, upcoming season, any money we could have got from this summer, I doubt you're going to get that money again next summer. Number one, because he hasn't played. Number two, he'll be in the final year of his contract. So he won't be worth anything anyway. So what's the point of holding on to an asset? You might as well get rid of him. And I would go down the route of like what Liverpool have done. Like people are saying, oh, it's going to cost 20 million to replace him. No, it's not. You can go and I would honestly go to West Ham and be like, yo, Fabianski, what? $1 million. Bro, I would do it.
You're on Raul moves. You're on Raul moves, man. Listen, $1 million for Fabianski.
What? $1 million and put him on what, 40k a week?
You're on Raul moves, man. They'll laugh you out of Olympic Stadium.
I would go get someone like Joe Hart on a free.
But Fabianski's better. And Joe Hart's going to be on more wages.
Yeah, but Fabianski is going to want to be a first team.
I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think he's going to want to. I think is he still West Ham's number one keeper?
Yeah, he is.
He is, yeah.
Yeah, he is, yeah.
But he's like 36 now. He's like 36.
The thing is, with goalkeepers, it doesn't take that much to replace them, I think.
Yeah,
especially number two.
But to get number two, to replace a good goalkeeper, it does, man. And we've had problems. We had problems at goalie for years, man.
I think with the keepers.
You're gone. Sorry, I think Nigerian Dan. Sorry.
I think with the keepers is a fun one. In an ideal situation, you'd see if Martinez is good enough to be number one. Because for me, I know we say Leno's the better keeper, but for me, in terms of what I've seen from Martinez, I think he's giving you what Leno does and more. So he could potentially be better than what Leno is for Arsenal. But obviously, we've only seen him for 2-3 months. Because for me, I have like bad flashbacks to that Chelsea game at the Emirates where we're cruising to a 1-0 victory, and then Leno comes out and flaps, and then we lose the game. Or even the Emirates when we beat Spurs 4-2. He's made two like big errors in those big games, and Martinez looks like he's safe as houses when it comes to like picking up balls and that kind of thing. So in an ideal situation, you would probably start Martinez next year, see if he's good enough to be the number one, and then maybe move Leno on in next summer. But I think you guys are right. Like we can't afford to just leave, say, 16 million on the bench when you're trying to build. Trying to build the squad. Do you know what I mean? But
we can't do Leno like that either, man. Because Leno has saved us many a time. I do hear everything that you're saying, though. That you made fair points. I don't disagree with them too much. But Leno has had a few nightmare games, but he has also saved us many a time.
Martinez has had some nightmare games for us as well.
Yeah, he has.
Like, we shouldn't be rose tinted and be like, fine, Martinez. We've seen that there was a reason why when Leno got injured and Martinez came in, we were all a bit skeptical. It was because we had seen Martinez play for us before, and we weren't entirely convinced. And we weren't entirely convinced because he had made clangers before, So we shouldn't be, blinded by the last 2-3 months. We need to have like
It's too small a sample size. It's too small a sample size.
Sample size is very small. It can still be just good form, and also it's our improved defensive organization in general.
Leno was getting pammed for 2 seasons.
Way less shots from good goal scoring opportunities. There were games, honestly, against Norwich, getting pammed.
Wait, Emery's a criminal, man. Oh.
Conceded 20 shots against Norwich,
I got PTSD. From that.
Villarreal fans are going to suffer now, boys. Kazula was like, boy, I ain't staying here. I'm going fucking Qatar. I'm going Qatar, shit.
Yeah, Kazula was like, let me go somewhere where I can live my life tax-free, innit?
Just to round up the goalkeeping discussion. So, does anyone believe like Matt Macy could make the step up? I know we haven't seen
Never
him,
seen
but
him.
he's at 25 years old. I didn't realize. I keep thinking he's a kid, but he's not.
He looks
He's
mad tall.
He's
He's
so
like
tall.
6'8", bro. This is crazy.
He's over 2 meters. Like that is a mad. Like he must be one of our tallest ever. He must be our tallest ever player. Like
Ain't Macy out of contract at the end of this season?
no, next season.
Next season. Okay.
Next season, yeah. All right, cool. So no one's really seen Matt Macy, so it would mean we'd probably have to bring someone in. My idea would be to bring in someone like Fabianski. Leroy, you've mentioned Joe Hart. Any other potential candidates to come in and be the number 2?
No, I don't really. Who's watching keepers, man? No offense.
Yeah, it's true.
Oh, Dave. What about we were linked to Fraser Forster when Leno got injured. But
I
don't
really.
Sorry, no English keepers, man.
No, I honestly, Fabianski is the best out of the bunch. I would say. I really do think that. So
I don't really watch keepers enough to have an opinion. So.
yeah. All right, let's move on. We'll talk about left back. So obviously we've got probably top 3 left backs in the Premier League. Is that fair to say?
Potentially.
Who's better than him?
In Tierney, he's in the top 3. In left backs in the league, come on.
I bet my boy, he's in the top 3, man.
Yeah, he is.
He
I was going through all of them.
Robertson. He's better than Mendy. He's
Nah,
better
let's
than
be
Mendy.
real. Yeah, Mendy. Like, all right, Robertson, cool. Like, but you got Mendy. You got
Good.
Luke Shaw.
yeah, Luke
allow him,
Shaw.
man.
Come on, man. Brandon
he's definitely-
Williams.
Yeah,
or
he's
whoever.
definitely comfortably.
You got Marcus Alonso, Ben Davis, that Rose. Come on, man.
But Shabs, our backup left back is probably in the top
Dog
3
shit.
worst players in the
He's
Premier
dog
League.
shit,
So,
man. He's
like,
dog
what
shit.
do we do from here? And he's on. Like, and what's funny about this is our worst left back here, our worst player, potentially our worst player, earns more than the player who is starting in front of him, which is a very interesting piece of business that Arsenal have done.
We need to do.
I think, go
Hold
on.
on, Leroy.
I was going to say, we need to move heaven and earth to shift Kolasinac out of the club. Whether that's no fee for free.
I think don't lowball the price though, Luke, because what all I was going to say is that I think we can get more than what people have been throwing around for him. And I'm very critical of Arsenal where we do business guy in terms of outgoings, because we don't sell players for anywhere near enough good value. And when I look at other teams around us here who have worse players than us or who are just not at the level that we operate at, they get good value for their players. So
Do you know why that is?
not doing better, man.
That's
Go on.
good.
It's the wages.
Yeah.
He's on 130 a week, blood. Like, who's going to take him? Who's going to buy him
That's
at
the
20
thing.
mil and pay him over 130 a week? So
Nobody.
Someone has to take the hit, and it's going to have to be us on the transfer fee if we want him out.
Yeah. Even if Schalke want him back, yeah, because they're not going to be able to afford his wages, so they're going to be like, "Yo, we'll take him back, but you're gonna have to subsidize some of those wages, or we take the hit on the transfer fee." And this is the problem that we're in.
8 and 13 million pounds for Kolasinac, I think.
From who though? Who's going to give us that much?
He can go back to Germany though.
A German team, man. Yeah,
I
any
don't
of them.
think the German teams have got money like that. Like seriously, I don't think they got money like that.
8 mil on the left back, man. Come on, man. They
How
can
many
do
years?
that, man.
How many years has he got left on his contract?
He's got 2 years left on his contract, so yeah, he'll be going into his final year last year. This ideally, this is the best time to sell him. But I've not heard a single link. I've not heard. So I am very, 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 I just can't see Kolasinac going. I think he will be an Arsenal player this time next year, unfortunately.
So yeah, we can't do nothing there. Just have to move on.
We just have to basically hope Tierney doesn't get injured. And I mean, if Ainsley Maitland-Niles stays, I would be playing him left back over Kolasinac. But then, or Saka. Yeah, it's so mad that you got a guy on 140k a week and you'd play like 4 players ahead of him. Like it's fucking insane. How are you 5th choice at your club and you're one of the club's leading earners? He's a piece of shit,
I can't lie.
That's
Kolasinac
actually a
is
piece of
winning,
shit.
bro. People don't even want to see him on the pitch and he's getting paid.
Yeah, he's winning, but he's a piece of shit, man. Do the right thing, man. Leave the club, bro. Go play your football somewhere where you're liked, man. Fucking hell, like. He could actually start up like a good bouncer service or something.
I was literally going to say that, man. He needs to go into security services or something.
Yeah, exactly. There's good money in that sector. I heard, Saeed. There's good money in that sector. Like, you know, you could get more than what you're on at Arsenal doing that. But yeah, I mean, unless Kolasinac goes, I can't see anything happening. And even if he does go, a left back's not really a place I'd be looking to add anyone, because as you said, you got Saka, you got Ainsley Maitland-Niles, so it's not really a place.
And interesting for me would be, what are the requirements of an Arsenal left back and right back going forward? Like, what profiles do we need to recruit here?
Athletic.
So we always talk about athleticism. On top of that, what do they need to be able to do? I don't know. Like for me, for example, would be
everything that Tierney can do.
Yes, I think it depends on the side. So I think Tierney is someone that will go on the outside.
Yeah.
The right back could be someone that be inside. So it's just someone that is comfortable playing in midfield. Obviously we have Maitland-Niles at the club, but he's gonna probably be sold to someone. I have a feeling.
Blasphemy! How dare you?
If you asked me this before we got Mikel Arteta in, I've always been a very big advocate that your fullbacks need to be athletic and dynamic, and have to be really good in long spaces, especially running off the ball. That was one of my primary things.
And we finally got one. You want to bloody sell him?
Now, they're really quite tenacious, but the problem is, when Mikel Arteta comes in, if we're looking at, all we've got is we're projecting on what happened at City. If he wants his fullback to be able to come in and play as auxiliary midfielders when we push up and then keep his wingers wide like Pep does, we need players who can play on the ball. We need players who are basically like Ainsley Maitland-Niles, for example. But it's really interesting. So it makes it very difficult, because now we need both attributes. And to go and get a fullback with both attributes is going to cost you 30-40 million. So
I have one player in mind, but he's German. I don't know if you guys.
Go on. What's his name? If he sounds too German, I'm not having. Go on.
It's Benjamin Henrichs.
Yeah. Put him in the bin.
No. I know who you're talking about. He's a good player. He's very tall, isn't he, for a fullback? He's he's over 6 foot.
What's his name?
He's Benjamin Henrichs, Lewis. Benjamin Henrichs.
Yeah. I needed it to hear it without the German accent. That's it. Yeah. Now you've said it in the English accent. I can Google it.
Yeah. What's that, Dan? English Dan or Nigerian Dan?
Yeah, I think he can play. I think he can play on both sides as well.
Yeah, he can.
He's solid.
Where's he at?
He's at Monaco.
He's at Monaco.
At Leipzig now.
He's at Leipzig. Where was he? Where did he come from?
He's on loan from Monaco.
So he was at Leverkusen, then he went to Monaco.
I thought he was at Leverkusen. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah. That's what I was getting at.
The only thing is, I know this sounds a bit weird. In the current game, I don't like tall fullbacks. I like my fullbacks quite short. 6 foot.
So when I say Max Aarons, you say he's too small, man.
Yeah. No,
when we say Benjamin Henrichs, you say, man, you don't like him.
This is the elite
you're fussy, man.
This is the elite recruitment. Yeah,
he's 6 foot. He's 6 foot. He's not that tall.
No, he is because you need to have a certain amount of agility with that athleticism, because when you're defending in wide spaces and you're defending against Salah, Neymar, and all that, you have to have a lower center of gravity.
Lower center of gravity. Yeah.
He's 5 centimeters taller than Tierney.
So you don't want Max Aarons because he's too short, because you're just going to get roasted in the air. But then you don't want Hendricks because you're just going to get people like Neymar tap dancing past him.
No, we ain't going to play Neymar, mate. we ain't playing Neymar, yeah?
Yeah, you know what I mean, anyway. So.
At left back, a player I would have is that Wijnal guy, the left back, the Dutch one, who plays at...
Ajax.
No. Is he at PSV? With Calvin Stengs and...
what's his name?
Wijnal. He plays with... I've seen him a couple times, man.
Alkmaar, don't he?
Alkmaar, AZ. He plays for Alkmaar. That's it, with Stengs and Myron Boadu. He's good, man. He's good. He's young. What is he like? I think he's 19, 20. He's good going forward.
Is he the guy that we were linked with?
I don't think I've heard.
Owen Vinjdal, yeah, from Suriname.
Yeah.
But realistically, are we going to spend any of our budget on a left back?
I don't think so. I don't think we need to. Oh, I thought we were talking about right backs.
No, we
we're still on
we were. I just kind of went back there because I thought, hang on a minute.
Yeah, I don't think we need any more left back Shabs, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
You want to collect them, don't you? But let's
Man. I'll get rid of Collar.
Let's move to right back, because I think that's more of an interesting discussion, because obviously Nigerian Dan, I'll start with you. Thoughts on Hector Bellerin?
To be honest,
Are you a vegan? You're not vegan.
I'm not a vegan. I'm
Okay,
not a supporter of vegan athletes either, to be honest.
Yeah.
You're becoming a Leroy favourite at this point.
Nah, to be honest, when I've been listening to the pods, like Leroy's basically saying my thoughts out loud. It's mad, isn't it? But no, I think Bellerin though, I would rather see him go than Ainsley Maitland-Niles, to be honest. I think Maitland-Niles has just got a bit more in his locker. He's a bit more robust. He's faster than him now as well. So I've not seen the same player since he's come back from injury, personally, for Bellerin. Like, I know people talk about his personality off the field and all of this stuff and how he's a leader and that, but for me, I just think he's past it and we can move past someone like Bellerin, personally. I would sell him.
How much do you reckon we could shift Bellerin for?
Non-COVID summer, I would say 30, 40 million, easy. But with COVID, I'm not sure if clubs are actually going to take that punt on him anymore. So I don't know. I'll take 25 potentially for Bellerin. I'll definitely take that.
Yeah, it's an interesting one because I don't know. Like we're seeing, obviously, Maitland-Niles has been linked with quite a few clubs this week in Germany and in England. It'll be interesting to see what that figure is touted, because we also saw Chambers being linked with a move this week to Fulham for 12 mil. So now, if you're thinking Chambers being linked for 12 mil, how much do you think that clubs are coming in for Ainsley for?
I don't think we sell Ainsley Maitland-Niles for anything under 25 mil.
So that's interesting. So then, don't you think that we could get even more for Bellerin then, considering his reputation?
I think clubs aren't stupid. Bayern were interested in Bellerin, and then they looked at all his statistics and looked at his duels and thought, nah, not interested. Clubs aren't stupid. There's too much data in that. The only dickhead that will sign Bellerin is someone who does it like we do through an agent or something like that.
To be fair though, there's plenty of clubs out there like that. So
there is.
We might be in luck.
What, AC1, yeah?
Yeah, but then
exactly.
I don't see a super high offer for Bellerin. I think someone will just, I think 25 mil is what we'll end up getting.
If for example, we got offered 30 mil for Ainsley Maitland-Niles and 20 mil for Bellerin, which one would you sell?
Bellerin 20.
Bellerin for 20?
Yeah. Because I just think he's toast. I think I know I've said this over and over again. He's fried.
For me, I might sell both of them, bro.
for 50 million, to be fair, that's decent money, isn't it? It's decent money. But then in that case, who do you sign to replace?
I think, and the reason I would sell both of them is because I think the left back market is way more saturated than the right back market. I think there's more right backs that you could potentially buy than left backs. With left back, we already have Kenny anyway, so we can't hit the jackpot here before we had to really recruit here. Or maybe they foresaw this, but on right back, I have a few players in my mind that I think I would take him. Obviously, I said Henry's already. I think that Chelsea guy that plays for Brighton now, Lemty, whatever his name is, he's quite good. I like him.
Yeah, but he'd probably go for a lot of money, no?
We would.
Tarek, yeah, he would.
20-30s, and I think as a right back, he has a lot of potential, and he actually wants to play right back. He is a right back, so there's something.
He's very good. He's very short, though.
My boy wants to play right back as well, man.
Let's go about that. And I also think there's one guy, Ajax. Obviously, I think he'll be quite expensive, but he's very good. It's called Dest.
That's the guy. I thought that's the guy you were talking about.
He's never coming to Arsenal, though. Never.
He was linked to us, though, wasn't he? He was linked to us, I'm sure.
Speak, bro. People were saying thing about Partey, innit? The bag can speak.
Another guy I like is that Mukiele guy from Leipzig.
Yeah, I like him as well.
But I think he might be a bit too expensive.
Right, is Atal back from injury?
I'm not too sure.
Back as well. Listen, what's that guy that plays for Barcelona? Is he from
Semedo?
Wagyu. He's very good. Yeah, I like him as well. Who? He went on loan, didn't he, to Nice? Musa Wagyu.
Yeah, he's very good. Man.
Yeah.
I think that's right back.
Yeah, there's bare right backs, bruv.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I was saying. There is bare right backs. There's so many. Even guys like, you know, how much did Leicester get for? How much did Leicester sign Ricardo Pereira for?
16.
Right. Exactly. So there's guys out there that we could
sure
buy that are better than the options that we have.
Very talented right back at Benfica as well. I don't know his name now, but
Who for Benfica?
yeah, I remember hearing about him. But I just think there's a lot of options in the market for right back. So
It's
I'm
mad.
happy to sell both.
It's mad because there's lots of options for right backs, and then we still end up signing Cedric.
Yeah, so that I mean is very likely we're not going to sign a right back, because considering we have 3 at the club and you know, 2 of them potentially are for sale, but only one will go. I would imagine it'd be between, if a bid comes in for Bellerin or Maitland-Niles, I would imagine. I can't see both of them going personally, because I think they would want the funds to put elsewhere. So
for the purpose of listeners, I think, isn't it what we're doing? So we're not making any changes at left back realistically.
No.
We're selling
Yeah, I
better.
guess we could do what we could do, but I think we could also put that realistic angle on it as well. So
we're selling Bellerin, yeah? As a
yeah, we sell Bellerin. We've just named an abundance of right backs who we think could.
So we're selling both.
I'm selling both and buying one.
I'm not selling Ainsley, man.
Yeah. I'm with Dan. I'm selling both. Very nice.
For 30 million, it would be difficult to turn that down.
Yeah.
You know,
25 and 20 mil, 45 mil between the two. I'm selling both.
Yeah, I think that is the right decision. Just, you know, the passion is getting to me, and I don't want to see
The
my
only
boy.
issue is the homegrown thing, because they're both homegrown.
Yeah, and then if you're selling Martinez as well, that's like 3 homegrown players that you're selling.
And we'll be fine.
Yeah, it's true. Let's move on to centre back then. So centre back, we've got an abundance of centre backs that we would all love to sell.
No, every single one of them.
Yeah, except for Saliba, obviously. Yeah. But obviously, yeah. I mean, yeah, cool. Say we sell absolutely every single one of them. How much are we gonna get? We'll get a grand total of about 3 million.
I think you could bag. I think you could bag 10 to 12 for Mustafi. I think his recent performances have probably helped him, you know, because he hasn't been bad. That post-COVID football has been all right, you know, from Mustafi. So
when we trying to sell him,
7 mil for Socrates. Holding.
Who's going to pay 7 million for Socrates?
7's a lot, you know. 7's a lot.
Go for free, man.
We got to try, man. We got to try. We got to try.
We can try all
We
we
need
like.
money, man. 5 to 7. Let's call it 5 to 7.
Hey, let's say 3 mil. Okay.
Yeah, 3 million.
Yeah, hold
How much
that.
did we let Koscielny go for?
4 mil.
I think it was like 6 mil in there.
4 mil.
And Koscielny was way better than him.
Yeah, way better.
Yeah,
man. But against poor business,
Koscielny
man.
is still our best centre back. How about that? Koscielny is actually still our best centre back, and I have no idea how he did at Bordeaux this season. But yeah, embarrassing, really. Yeah, he went for 4.5 million. So yeah, I mean, Mary's not going to go anywhere. So
Yeah, of course.
we know that for a fact. Mary's not going to go anywhere.
Neither is Louise.
Louise is not going to go anywhere.
No way, man.
So that I mentioned earlier, Chambers, 12 million for Fulham. I mean, that seems on the light side.
Nah, we bought him for 16 mil. We should not be selling him for less than that.
Yeah. I wouldn't sell Chambers, you know. Me personally, I wouldn't sell Chambers, man. I think the injury is worrying, but I like Chambers, man. Of all of our centre backs, man.
He's not of the level.
Not good enough.
He's never going to be the level to play at Arsenal. So you sell him when you can.
Yeah.
I mean, I like Chambers as well. I like him as a player. He's never going to take us where we want to go.
Again, yeah, everything is situational. If the offer comes, man, I'm considering it, and I'm very likely to sell.
But not for 12 mil. They're taking a piss. They need
Yeah,
to
we've got to get more. We've got to go. I mean, holding is 10 mil for me. I don't double figures. I'm holding gone.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, it's facts, man.
Get out of here, man.
Facts, man. We got holding for 2 mil, man. We got holding for 2 million. If we sell him for 8, we've made profit, man.
Yeah, that's fine. But
Everything, man.
If we
If
sell,
we sell him for 10s, happy days, man. If we sell him for anything above 10, but listen,
if we sell
it's a lottery
Chambers
win.
for 12, that's. I mean, obviously, we've using that's 4 million loss. Like, no,
Yeah.
not taking that. And Chambers has got more value than that in the market as well.
Yeah,
he's only 25, man.
And he's versatile as well. Fulham player of the season, all of this. Like he's got Premier.
Yeah, Fulham are mugging it, man. You named him player of the
Yeah,
season,
like-
you're offering 12 million. Fuck off, man.
Yeah.
It's a joke to offer 12.
Yeah.
He's
I
got
think-
some value to us, though,
Yeah.
man. That's the thing as well. We're talking about homegrown players leaving. If we're shipping, this is not Chambers' sell based on the players that you've already said you consider offers for is not realistic for us if we're thinking about homegrown quota
I agree.
this summer.
Yeah,
I agree.
Michael Keane and stuff like that goes for 30 million, and I don't think he's ever been
Ever at Chambers level.
shown anything like Chambers.
Never.
I would say off the back of Chambers' injury, like you ask him for 20 million minimum, to be honest.
Yeah. Maguire, come on, man. Maguire for 80
They
mil.
just gave Chelsea 6 million for Michael Hector. Like
Yeah.
Michael Hector's never even played in the Premier League before.
But this is what I mean when you lot low ball, like when I'm saying
Right.
like Socrates and you're saying like when I'm saying nah, man,
The
there's
thing
players
is-
that
The
go
thing
for.
is, Chambers is on like 75 grand a week, though. That's what.
No,
kills
he's
him.
not.
No, he is.
he's not.
He just got a new contract just before he went on loan to Fulham as well. Like he's on P's.
75 grand a week.
Bro, we pay our
Clearly
money
money.
well, bro.
I thought he was getting like 40, 45, 75.
Here, I've got 50. I've got here 50.
He's on more than that. He's on more than that. 100%.
Bro, that's
We pay our players well. That's like Socrates on like 80 bags a week. Like that's why we have to sell him for
I
free.
thought Socrates was on 100.
So I feel sick. Oh dear.
Is on just under 100,
Yeah.
What about
Yeah.
Holding? Obviously, none of us are big fans of Holding. But again, we've got so many homegrown centre backs and defenders in general. Like
They're not good enough. I'd rather not register someone.
yeah,
Holding can go, man, but Holding again is very similar. I don't think he's great, but you know, he's an experienced Premier League defender. He's played a number of games. He's played in 2 FA Cup finals. He's won them. We should be holding more value for him. He's young. He's English. There's players who have not done what he's done and had these accomplishments who will go in this window for more than the 12 mil.
This is what I was saying to you guys in the group. A lot of sales is about timing. It's about optics. Like if you're Liverpool and you're winning, you can sell your cast-offs even if they're nowhere near as good as other people for more money. If you're a team that's doing above their expectations, so if you've just got promoted as well and he was like a star of the team, he might not be as good as, say, Holding, for example, say Leeds' centre-back, but you'll probably sell him for more than Holding. It's all about the optics of it. Because we're seen as underperforming, and people know we need to sell as a second thing, we're never going to get value. And then the third point, obviously, is we overpay our players. So all of those come together, and that's why we don't get value.
If we're benchmarking, this is just my question to you lot. If we're benchmarking Holding versus Lewis Dunk, where does he come? Where do you guys place him?
Miles better than him. Miles
Better than Lewis Dunk.
No. Lewis Dunk is head and shoulders better than Shaw.
Shabs, kill me, man.
No. I'm asking. I'm saying if Lewis Dunk came and played in the Arsenal side, the way that we play football, do you think like you'd see like wonders that Holding made the way that we play football?
I'm a hidden Dunk fan, innit? Like I don't know that. So.
Yeah, keep that in the closet, man. Keep that in the closet.
I actually rate him. I think he's actually good, and I think he's playing below his level. I think he can play a lot higher level.
Yeah, I think he can.
I think he's just as good as Maguire.
How much do you think we could get him for?
It'll cost you 40 mil, bro.
It's not. I'm not prepared to spend 40 million on fucking Lewis Dunk.
Lewis Dunk, you're joking. You're absolutely fucking.
I'll never buy him.
You're absolutely fucking joking, mate.
I would never buy him. I just think he's good, and I think he's every bit as good as Maguire. So that's free.
Well, so who could we target as centre backs then? Say we did manage to get rid of Mr. Because I feel like we need to sign a centre back anyway, right? So we're obviously linked with Gabriel. Gabriel would be ideal because it'd be what 20-something million or whatever it is.
Let's say 22 mil. 22 mil. Yeah.
So you know, say we do get him along the line, across the line. Sorry, and we manage to sell. I mean, we could shift Socrates and Mustafi. We would need to get another
would go. I think Socrates will go this summer, definitely. I think Mustafi. Let's say we can bring in like 22 million pounds from the sale of the defenders that we've mentioned. Then that kind of could pay for like Gabriel, innit? That kind of does the job, innit?
Yeah, I think that could cover that still. Again, for centre back, I think we talked about this before. The profile, innit? The profile has got to be tall, athletic, being able to defend in 1v1, being able to defend in a high line, being able to cover space.
Yeah.
So those are the type of defenders that we need to target. Defenders that can work in isolation situations. I think it looks like they're targeting the right ones. So Liba is the profile.
Yeah.
Then Gabriel is the profile now.
Yeah.
Upamecano sort of fits that profile. Then obviously links with Diego Carlos, who fit that profile. They're all tall, athletic, and have those requirements. Not
non-white.
Apart from Upamecano, they were probably
profile. It's the right profile, bro.
Upamecano, they're not ball players though. That's the only thing I would say. So we might lack a bit of ball players. If we recruit them.
Upamecano isn't, is it? It's been overstated that how good he is with the ball. He's not the best at he's not the best with the ball, is he?
I think he's crazy.
Very, very good with the ball.
I don't think he's like the best passer, but in terms of his bringing the ball out,
yeah. But sorry,
I don't think you can. You'll get many centre backs better.
Yeah, no, sorry. When I said with that, I should have specified. I meant his distribution, not bringing the ball out.
I think his distribution is pretty good though. I think Gabriel's is the one that's not that great.
Gabriel's got a decent spray on him though, but it's his short passing I think is a bit questionable.
But it's no doubt Saliba is the signing we made and the centre back that we kind of wanted to build our defence around. And this summer sounds to be about identifying a partner to play with him and a left-footed partner. And for me, it's encouraging because obviously I was shook that we done that Pablo Mari business. I was shook, man. I thought, no, this can't be it. I was shook. I thought we're not going to go in the market now for a centre-back, given that we've gone and signed this guy. So the fact that we're even being quite heavily linked with Gabriel inspires me. And yeah, everything that German Dan said about the profiles as well, man, I'm encouraged by that, man. And there's a couple others, man. I've said I know what Leroy thinks about Malang Sarr, but I just think he's a cheap, free option. Quite difficult to go wrong there.
What about that Diallo guy from PSG?
Disasi. Oh, Diallo. I was going to say I like what I've seen of Axel Disasi as well, the French guy. I don't know too much about the Diallo guy. I can't say that I've seen.
Diallo, I used to play at Mainz.
Disasi's just gone to Monaco, I think.
Yeah, so he's out. Yeah, he's out. He's out.
Lewis, I like that still.
Yeah. Even though
I've been playing that.
Personally, I'm a big fan of experience at centre back. Most other areas of the pitch, I'm not that fussed. I just think it's how you're good. But in terms of game experience, I think centre back's quite important.
Yeah,
especially in the partnership. At least if you've got like a young phenom like Saliba, you want someone who's
a bit more experienced
and cut their teeth in the game a bit.
Yeah.
However, when I watch his partner Wesley Fofana, I think, fucking hell,
he's good.
That's another one. And I would, obviously he's going to cost an arm and a leg as well. That's the thing. So he probably wouldn't be able to afford it. But I'd love to sign him as well if we're going to get rid of all the centre backs and start again. Gabriel and Wesley Fofana.
Yeah, that'd be nice. So who have we been linked to? So we've been linked to this Pau Torres guy. We got linked to that Juventus guy earlier this week. Was it Christian Romero? Never heard of him, which is never a good sign, I guess. Have we been linked to any other centre backs?
The Sevilla dude, Diego Carlos.
Diego Carlos. Do you fancy any of those guys? They sound all a bit too Spanish to me, and I'm not on it.
Diego Carlos actually looked decent, but he cost too much money.
Right. Okay.
The thing is,
I'm hearing 60 mil, so fuck that.
Yeah, Diego Carlos. The only time I've seen Diego Carlos was against Wolves, to be honest, and I was just impressed by the fact he kept up with Adama for as long as he did, to be honest. But even though he hacked him down,
that's right.
I like the look of him. I've not seen much, obviously, but he looks like physically he looks there. And that's one of the most important things. Obviously, he doesn't look like he's brain dead. So. But I'm hearing City want to buy him for 60, 65 mil. So
wow. After they just spent 40 mil on Ake, yeah?
Yeah, so.
Yuck. So did we come to a consensus there? I feel like my internet is keep knocking in and out. So I don't know if I'm going missing. But did we come to a consensus with the centre backs?
Sell all the others and buy who we can.
Right, lovely. That's what we do. You heard it here first. Right, let's move on then to let's do centre mid first before we move on to the forward position. So centre mid, let's talk about So there's been a lot going on this week in terms of Ceballos. Something came out today. Apparently, Real Madrid have now recalled him because they were so disrespected by our loan bid to get him on a free and pay none of his wages as Arsenal do. Half his wages, whatever. It might as well be nothing though, isn't it? I don't know if that's just kind of like an attempt from Real Madrid to get us to buy him permanently, because it'd be hard to see Ceballos going back to Madrid, especially after what Zidane has kind of said about him and they're falling out. So I'm assuming everyone here wants to keep Ceballos, right?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah,
it depends.
I'm glad to see you've all come around. I'm not going to let this go, guys.
No. Lewis, I was always with you on Ceballos. Let's not do that.
I don't mind not having him.
Shabs, I don't remember your support being so vocal, if I'm being honest. I feel like I was on an island by myself.
You're a scumbag.
I feel like I was on an island by myself.
Gave up.
Yeah, fighting everyone.
I got Ceballos on the back of my shirt, mate.
Have you?
Yeah, Lewis,
I went out, bro. I went out. I pushed the boat out. Like.
Shameless. You folded and then you've come back. You're nasty, but me and you ain't the same, bro.
I never folded.
Me and you ain't the same. With Ceballos,
I checked poker terminology. Right? I never folded.
With Ceballos, it's the conditions. To be honest with you, I'd look to get him in again on loan, and those conditions have to be right, man. Because we heard how expensive the deal was last summer when John Cross came on, man. Big shouts to John Cross. I'm plugging it down. But yeah, man, that was an expensive loan deal, to be fair. So if they're quoting us and they want exactly the same arrangement or the same fee, then that's something we've got to think about, because we've paid we would have spent like 30 mil on him, basically, to have him on loan for 2 seasons, which is crazy when you think about it.
I don't think it is as much. Though I think John Cross has maybe been.
We don't have to call information here, yeah. But is that you questioning someone there?
I'm just saying. I think he may have made a small mistake again. Just a tiny mistake.
What are you doing, Lewis, man?
Lewis,
what are you doing? John, we don't. The decisions of Lewis, the decisions that come. Yeah, the disclaimer: the comments made by the views held by Lewis are those of his.
You lot are pussies. That's what it is.
You coward.
You're not scared of John Cross.
I was the one that was referencing information. You were the one that was down earlier, but what's going on?
It just seemed a bit far-fetched that we pay so much for
ideally...
I think we did, though. I think we did.
Ideally, we should be looking to build a squad that we can carry forward. And I'm getting fed up of this loan business, because all of it stinks of this short-termism to try and bank on getting the Champions League. It ain't happening. We're going to have to build slowly. We're not going to get the Champions League next year. I don't care who we sign. It's not happening. So I would like to see... If we're going to get Ceballos on loan again, it needs to be with an option or an obligation to purchase, because that means that he's actually part of Arsenal and we're moving forward.
Yeah, all this grooming for Real Madrid.
10 million on the loan and wage, the loan fee and wages, again, just to be in the same boat next year. I'm not really feeling it. So if he's not going to be coming to us permanently, let's look elsewhere and look for someone that we can bring in who's actually going to contribute to us.
Ideas, please, Leroy.
How much? Wait. Just quickly, how much would you spend on him on a permanent deal?
I wouldn't spend anything more than 25 million sterling.
Fair enough.
Sterling.
Yeah, fair enough.
Look at this. Let's just got his hard on there. I spent 40, you know.
No, I was going to say 20 million pounds, to be fair. You surprised me, Leroy. But
look how good Ceballos is. 25 million fair.
That's a joke.
Yeah, no, it's definitely it's fair.
We're robbing them. We're robbing them.
On top of the fact that you've already paid those loan fees as well, though. So you're already giving them money.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
that's true. Yeah. He's adjusted to the Premier League. He's Premier League ready. He knows Arteta's system. It's a no-brainer.
He plays well in Arteta's system.
We're trying to go back there and renegotiate because the situation has changed. Real Madrid have made it even more unequivocally clear that he's not welcome back. Zidane has made it clear he doesn't want to go back. Those things play into our favour, I think. And I mean, we don't have much money, man. We need to try anything.
But that's why Raul say, look, I'll give you a couple of cans, a Stella. Nike Air Ones.
Estrella, and some
Nike Air Ones if you let him come for the season.
Some San Miguel, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just looking at the economic climate around Spain. None of them clubs have money. Are you seeing what Valencia are up to?
Well,
They're shot in like Coquelin for like 5 mil, Parejo for like 5 mil. Like none of them.
Them lot
have
went for
peas.
12 mil combined.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
So
nuts.
like none of them clubs have peas. So let's face it, yeah. Real Madrid can bluff all they want.
Like that's when you know you're really broke.
Yeah. Bruv,
Fire sale. That's a fire sale. Legit fire sale.
And they're selling.
Everything must go.
I think they're selling. They're selling Gabriel as well, right? Yeah. I think for 8 mil. Sorry.
You taking it? Would you take him?
No. Fuck that guy. Fuck that guy.
Would you take Kondogbia?
Nah.
I'll take Kondogbia.
How much?
On a bargain, 6 mil.
I think 6 mil. You could bag him. I think so. Look, they're so.
Never liked Kondogbia.
Kondogbia would be. It'd be functional, I think, for us.
Lewis.
So middling.
Lewis.
Kondogbia's so middling.
Lewis, why is that? Is there something about him?
No.
I
I just don't think he's that good.
But he's average, man.
I've never liked him. I've never liked the kid. Like I don't.
We saw him last season, yeah, when we played
Sevilla. No, Valencia.
Valencia, yeah, and nothing he did, like shouted out, "Oh yeah, this a quality player." To be honest. That's another average signing that you can bring in. Just
Yeah.
Bring him, man. He's good as well.
Are we preparing for life after Thomas Partey not signing? because I mean, I know. Listen, I expect this to drag on. You know, Atletico in the Champions League. They're probably not gonna sell him whilst they're in the Champions League. That makes no fucking sense.
The streets are saying that if we don't sign Partey, Ramsey's coming back.
Get me Thomas Partey now.
What
Right
streets
now.
were those? What streets were those, bro?
You seen them? Like, I didn't make them up. This is
If we take Ramsey back, I'll be.
This is AFC Bell, innit?
They those streets in fucking Saudi Arabia, yeah. Nah, man.
I don't want to see you.
Ramsey ain't coming back. But obviously, I think Partey is always going to be our number one choice. But let's prepare for life without not getting Thomas Partey. Who would be a reasonable alternative?
There is none that are anywhere close to how good he is. Not even in the same.
That's encouraging.
Not in the same stratosphere. Anyone that
we can afford as well.
I'd go back to if we can't get him, and not that they would do not that they're on his level, but I would go back to the because he's like shopping, like he's your A-list shopping. So I'd shop in like the B-list, which would be like the Samares and Sangares. That's and I think that's where we kind of should go. That's where we kind of should.
I agree.
But
how much are they going to cost though? Samare should be included in the Pepe. We spent this last week.
They'd be about half the price realistically, man. Like, come on, man.
I think you could get Sangare for about 15 mil.
15
Yeah.
mil.
Really? So why are we not doing that then? Why are we going after
20.
Diawara and?
Oh, Diawara.
I don't know that we're going after Diawara, by the way. That's
to be fair, that does sound a bit like that sounds a bit like the Kluivert links, isn't it? That will die
Roma
down.
requesting him as well. You know, well, the rumours are that Roma are offering him up in a swap for Torreira if they're true.
They're trying to rob us. They're trying to rob us blind, bro.
They're trying to say we'll both stand to make some money on.
Would you take Kluivert for Torreira?
No.
What about Kluivert and some money?
No.
Kluivert's living off his dad's name, man. That guy's not good.
Yeah, I don't want nothing to do with him. Nothing to do with him. Like, what are we having Kluivert for?
All right, fair enough. I don't think we're going to be able to. There's a part of me, a very big part of me, is telling me we're not going to be able to shift Torreira this summer, and he's going to go somewhere on a loan, and we're going to have to just hold it.
We have to sell him. We have to sell him, man.
I don't think we're going to sell him. Man. He wants to go to Italy. They have no money. They don't have money. Who are we selling him to?
Yeah, I quite like this. This could be a Buki deal with loan 2 years and then obligation.
I generally feel like you could probably get good loan fees for him. But I'm struggling, man. I don't think we're going to be able to get the fees for him. I really don't.
Loan with obligation, so I wouldn't.
Bakayoko has been on loan at AC Milan for the last 2 years, isn't he?
They're signing him finally.
Yeah, well, they're finally signing him. Yeah, Chelsea probably made their money back.
That's what they did.
No, but it's with an obligation. I think it's with an obligation this time.
Option,
yeah.
Oh, is it an option?
It's an option for 35 mil.
That's crazy.
They're
What's
not
the
taking-
point? What's the point? They're not gonna fucking sell him.
You'll be out of contract to Chelsea next summer. What the hell?
Yeah.
Chelsea got money anyway. Fuck them. They're not my problem.
Is
They're my problem.
Thiago
He's out of reach, man. Forget it.
is he?
Forget it.
Is he?
I've tortured
Yeah,
myself
reach.
for this, like in silence. It's just not happening.
He's out of reach, man. He's not coming to the Emirates. He's not.
He slapped us 5-1 one too many times for him to move to this club, man.
He's not coming.
He don't respect us as an institution.
You don't have to respect us for us to pay him. He's
The
29.
only thing is, if you throw him the bag, bring his wife, take her to Harrods,
That's right.
go around. Like,
He's not coming
Just-
here.
Give her the Fredo treatment, yeah.
this is what London has to offer. Blah blah blah. Maybe.
Basically.
Let's look at the other midfielders that we've got on our books. So obviously Torreira, we're hoping to sell him. Like it just hasn't worked out for him. I mean, if I had my way, I'd probably still keep him away. But because he's such a bitch, yeah, I think we have to sell him. So
Allow
yeah,
him, man.
yeah, get him out of here, man.
I'm saying you need to allow him, bro.
Why do I need to allow it?
Because Emery was treating him like a dog, man.
No, he's a bitch. He's been crying for Italy since he's
willow,
got it.
bro.
He's been crying for Italy since he's got it. Get out of it, mate. Go back to Frei Bentos, yeah, and enjoy your time playing for Penarol. Yeah, I would probably sell him. Realistically, though, we'll be lucky to get our fee back for Torreira, right?
Yeah. How much? Wait, how much did we buy him for?
I think it was about
20
22.
22. Now we could get that, man. We could get that. He's a young footballer. What is he? 24.
Yeah, 24.
24. Uruguayan international. He's a good player. He is. There's a footballer in there, man. Leroy is right, man. There's a proper footballer in there, and he is
There
going to
is.
go somewhere
There is,
and
but
just
he's
do
big.
an absolute madness. Yeah, I don't want him. I'm done with him personally. I'm
This is a
done with
player
him.
that could
And
be 50
there's
million.
something telling as well because he's not been able to settle under any manager. You know, and fine, like Emery, like you can forgive him, Ljungberg, you can forgive him, but Arteta, like he's still here moaning and whining, and
Arteta
Arteta
don't
hasn't
fancy him
really
either.
fancied him either. So, like, just let him go. I don't like the rumours coming out as frequent as we're hearing them from him saying like he wants to go, he's not happy.
He doesn't say anything though. It's just rumors.
Let him go. It's true. It's true.
Yeah,
but I also don't think. This ain't the first time I've said this about him. I really like the kid, but I've said there's something about him where I feel like he doesn't quite fit in. He's not quite what we need. Doesn't mean that he can't be functional for us, but I don't think he's necessarily ticks all the boxes in terms of what we need as far as a midfielder. So why don't we let him go?
I think there's a top plan to Torreira, and if we don't make our money back on him, we probably shouldn't say. We should try to reintegrate him and build up his value, because this is a player that once he plays well in the Premier League next year, for example, like other Premier League clubs will take him. I mean, that's the biggest shop window in the world, right? And he's playing play here every week.
There's definitely a 45 million player.
Yeah, he's a good player, man. He's a good player. I just can't take all the bitch assness. No, I can't take it.
Why did you say it like that,
Too
Lewis?
much MTV, mate.
Lewis, why did you say it like that?
Because that's how it's supposed to be said, isn't it? Yeah. All right.
Make him with the band, bro.
Xhaka, what are we doing with Xhaka?
The band, didn't it?
I'd shot him.
Of course, I would as well.
I'd shot him while his value's high right now.
How much?
Well, if we can actually get Partey, I would shot him for 30 mil.
To who?
Anybody.
Would you play Partey as your six then?
Oh yeah, I'll play him deep. I'll play him
Yeah.
as a pivot.
So you play him as your six, yeah?
Yep.
Okay.
And then he is so gargantuan in midfield that we could play two advanced midfielders and be calm.
I think he'd be able to cover enough. He would, Thomas Partey, to be fair. He'd be able to cover that ground.
One of the most dominant midfielders in Europe at the moment.
Yeah.
Because don't you think the requirements are so clear? Surely the club know what the requirements are, and they're just trying to haggle them.
The club are going to do it, man. They're going to do it.
They're not going to do it. They can't afford 50 mil, blood.
They can afford it.
They can, man. They
50
can.
mil plus tax, yeah?
Yeah, they can afford
No,
that.
apparently there's no tax.
No tax no more.
Yeah, hold that, big man. Yeah, hold that.
They can.
Them Spanish, they don't get their taxes. They don't get their taxes. You know what them Spaniards are like. That's why they're always in recession.
The club can do it. You know what we're like as well, man. You know what we're like. The fact is, Atletico was still in the Champions League, so that's probably a factor. I think we're all agreed in terms of like personal terms. It's just meeting the money, and I think we're probably trying to identify and secure our other targets as well, man. I think that's probably something there. We know that we want him. We're not in a rush to sign him whilst things are what they are. But I think we'll get the deal done. I think
the first thing is we should be in a rush because he's kind of too good for our level at the moment. So we need to make sure he don't change his mind.
Absolutely, I agree with you, bro.
But the second thing is,
it's Arsenal. You know how we do business. You know how we are.
We're so broke. You think we can afford 50 up front for a release clause just like that? Yeah. Our cash reserves are only 36 mil.
Yeah, come on, man.
Where did you see that?
Yeah, where did you see the 36 mil cash reserves?
Because of when they done the thing.
I thought they were about 290 billion cash reserves.
Go and have a look now. Google it right now. Because there was a thing where he said that the 36 mil of cash reserves that we had being freed up.
Because of the refinancing.
We had about 280 million.
I just think we need to make a couple of sales first so we have the cash.
Arsenal had cash reserves of 167 million at 31st of May 2019.
I thought there was only 36.
I think that 36 is allocated for that particular loan.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Maybe.
We've definitely got money, man. We've definitely got money.
We have more in the Premier League, only United have more cash reserves than us, apparently. So we have the money.
We got the piece. So, all right, let me quickly go through the other players. So, obviously, sell Xhaka if we can. I agree. I think Partey would be a huge upgrade there. El Neni, I think he's going on loan back to Turkey again. Racking up them loan fees, which ain't necessarily a bad thing because I don't think you're going to get him off.
Koch on their wages. This is the thing.
But that's right. If you're getting a loan fee for him, you're getting it every year. So maybe you're making more than a potential sale by loaning him.
Turkish man paying in loan fees? What? 30?
Probably like 2 or 3 mil.
Really?
Yeah.
Fair enough. All right, so we've got 9 mil for him already, or between 6 and 9 mil.
Oh wait, no, he's only been on loan once.
That's supposed to be on loan twice.
No.
1 year.
Just once.
He only went on loan to Besiktas last season.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, and I think he's going on loan to Trabzonspor this season. So, yeah, that's probably maybe 4 or 5 million in loan fees from so far. Which
covers the Cedric deal.
Yeah, exactly. Guendouzi, I don't know. He's being pushed out everywhere, I guess, but no takers as of yet. What's the realistic amount we can expect to get for Guendouzi? And would you try and leverage him with any swaps for any players? Because that's been suggested.
I think 20 mil is very fair for Guendouzi.
It's going down and down and down and down and down, Shabs.
20 mil?
You think? Less?
20 mil is low, man.
I think you can get more for him.
I think we could get more for him. We could get more for him. I think this is about this market, and I think the circumstances as well. I think clubs are also going to be wary and a bit put off by the way he's been frozen at Arsenal because of this kind of attitude thing. And he's a gamble, man. He's a gamble. He is a gamble. You know, for a lot of clubs. You know, unless he's going to teams who just have this not fuck around culture. Like if he goes Barca, he won't really I can't see him fucking around too much unless he bucks up with Dembele. Then yeah, man, them two are going to be on the jolly up.
So them man are going to be
on the jolly up, bro. Just get fined every other week. But yeah, man, I think clubs will probably be put off, or at least consider that. And 20 mil, man, he's. I think we could.
I'd be disappointed with 20 mil. I'd be fucking disappointed.
I think we could get more for him, but I don't think we will, man. It's Arsenal. I've got no confidence in us in the way we conduct business, man. Come on, you can't be lowballing some of our.
Yeah, but
you think we're
gonna get 10 mil for Socrates?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. You lot can't be lowballing some of our other players and then saying he'll go for more than 20.
You just have to look at the circumstances with Guendouzi. Yeah. He's 21 years old. You know, he's played bare minutes for Arsenal Football Club, European competition. You know, called up to the French national team. Now you can't sell him for 20 million because he's the potential there is that you could have a really, really good player touching. I'm not going to say touching a world class or anything like that. I really think if a club actually wants him, you can definitely get at least 40 million.
Absolutely, I believe that. What I'm saying is, I think we are going to sell him for 20 million pounds.
I think if we sell him for 20 million pounds, what that does is it shows that we're pushovers and that.
What, you don't know that already?
Everyone will come and lowball us with offers in the future.
Well, you don't know that already.
You have to set a statement. But you have to set a statement. You have to set a statement. So you have to be like, because other clubs have sold, you know, players
Worst
that they
players
don't.
for what? Yeah,
Not even worse players, but
When
players
you-
with attitude problems who are clearly being phased out and managed to get rid of them for big money.
The thing is, who's got the money to buy Guendouzi?
That's the other point. That's the other point. We're talking about Torreira. Like, you know, are we gonna make our money back on Torreira and that? Like,
That's why I said swaps.
Yeah, fair play.
I look at our assets, yeah, and I think Guendouzi is an asset for sure, 30 to 40 mil. I'm not sure someone will put up the money for him. Hence why we need to utilize him in the deal. So he could be utilizing a deal with Atletico Madrid. Probably not for a Partey deal, but maybe any other dealings we want to do with Atletico, because they seem to have interest in him. Barcelona seems to have interest in him. PSG seems to have interest in him. Any French team really in the top six, I would say, should have interest in him. So I'll be inclined to believe that there are some players that we could, from those clubs, utilize in a swap deal. The dream scenario would be doing a deal with Lyon and getting, obviously, I don't
say
think it's possible, but this is the dream scenario. But there are other players that we can attain through utilizing Guendouzi in Europe.
Leroy, man, I'm seeing some images on your. Leroy, what's going on, Leroy? Wait. Leroy.
It actually looks mad. It actually looks mad because of the beach. It actually looks mad because of the beach. It's looking like a scene from James Bond.
He's looking like James Bond.
Some car keeps basically spinning the block near my house, and then my missus just ran in the room, and I was just like, "Look, this is weird car keeps
You have to
spinning."
comfort
I just
her.
had to sit my head out the window and be like, "Yo, what
have to
you
comfort
doing?"
her.
He said,
Is
"I'm
it-
sorry, I'm going." So I was like, "All right."
Yeah, you have to say, don't worry, babes. I got you.
I lost my flow, man. I lost my flow, bro. You might go through this.
What are you doing?
I said, raw, this is something else is going on.
Yeah.
All right, yeah. So, yeah, Guendouzi, we're obviously going to try and sell. Willock, I'm sure we'll try and entertain bids, but I don't think anyone will come in for Willock, so he'll probably be here next year.
I don't think we will try and sell Willock. I think we should, but I don't think we will.
Yeah, I think he's a bit redundant. If we are signing some of the players that you are suggesting, like Samari, Sangari, them guys, he's redundant, isn't he? So
I can see Willock going on loan, to be honest.
Yeah, same. Bring in ESR, loan out Willock.
Yeah.
Who else could we sign then? Because if you're planning on sending all those guys, then you know we're probably gonna need a few more midfielders.
I'm not really
and creative midfielders as well.
I'm not really feeling that much, but I've been hearing the links, even though not recently, with Slobbersy, Dominic
Sabazlai.
I can't say it, but
Why are you not feeling him?
I don't think he's the type of midfielder we need. He's more of a runner, a shooter, and a set piece taker.
Yeah, he's got bare assists, yeah. But do you know what? I actually went and looked at his assists the other day. I swear to God, it was a corner highlight reel. All of them were from corners. All of them, like 10 in a row. I was like, bro, are you gonna do anything from open play, big man, or what? But he had like 15 assists this season, and like 80% of them.
Yeah, he had like 30 goal contributions. And assists.
But all the assists were from corners.
Yeah, but you seen when Bruno, like with Bruno, like Bruno Fernandes, that apparently makes you like the best signing since Cantona, if you can take a corner and set piece.
So he's a brilliant striker of the ball. I just haven't seen enough sort of creativity, and I feel that's what we need. I think he'll score some long shots. I think he'll be a very good set piece taker, and I feel like he'll be a good physical presence in midfield. But I don't feel he's particularly creative, and I think he's quite sloppy in his passing and quite sloppy in his fine work in small spaces. And it's just not really what I'm feeling. I'd prefer a player who's better at the latter two things.
Can I ask about the Pellegrini? Why, Leroy, you're not sold on Pellegrini? Lazio's Pellegrini.
He's stiff. I just think he's stiff. You know, I can't even put my finger. I can't even describe what I mean. You know, when you see
I'm trying. This is what I'm trying to understand it, because obviously
he's just stiff, bruv. That's all I can say. That's all I can describe.
He fits the profile in terms of what the gap in our side, and obviously sensible transfers just breaks it down really clear. But they always do this. We know they do, and obviously they look at stats, DNA, and whatnot. So the player himself, maybe he's not. I probably wouldn't have considered him, but looking at what his game is based about, what his numbers are based about, what he provides and brings to his current team is exactly what we're missing. Why would you be like? You're sounding like a hard no, and I'm just kind of trying to understand.
I haven't watched him enough for it to be.
And I haven't either, and that's why I'm kind of like, I'm not for it. I'm not against it.
Let me ring some names off for you guys. Let me ring some
I've got
names.
some names actually. Hold
Go
on.
on.
I've seen Pellegrini a few times, but this was like probably about a year or so ago, so not this season really. And for me, he seemed like a player that has technical ability, but doesn't affect the game
Exactly.
in all phases. And I need a player that is transformative in the phases that he plays in. I need a player. So for me, my suggestion is Hamid Junius Leroy from Sassuolo. This is a player, I believe, mad physical, fast.
You've mentioned him before, haven't you?
I like him a lot.
He's a different kind of number. He's a different kind of 10, though, isn't he?
This really is make Arsenal black again, isn't it?
Yeah, he's very dynamic, isn't he? He's very dynamic, that guy.
What did you say, Lou?
I said this really is make Arsenal black again, isn't it?
Yeah, man, we're campaigning, man. You know what this is. You see
I'm
what's
here
going on
for it,
outside.
mate. I'm here for it as long as it's not Kondogbia, all right?
You see what's going on outside. But Hamid Junior Traore is very dynamic, isn't he?
Dynamic. He's creative. Shoots at 4 feet. Passes very well. I mean, like he goes up and down. Like physical.
He can draw players like he can easily manipulate players out of position with what he does, with what his natural game just looks to be about, which is getting on the ball and carrying it.
If you guys have time, watch some of the stuff he does. Man.
If we were to sell Xhaka, I would. I know he's a kid, but I would look to sign that Ihataren kid. I know he might be like 40 mil, but
yeah, he's gonna go for too much money, man.
But if we sell Xhaka, we got the money, no?
But he's gonna go for way more than Xhaka.
But doesn't Ihataren play?
Just tell PSV hold that 40 mil, bro.
Doesn't he play wide left?
No, I think he plays centre mid.
He plays centre mid. He's a centre attacking mid.
Yeah.
He can play on the left though, can't he? I'm sure that the games I've seen him play.
I've seen him play more centrally than, but I don't know. I could be wrong. I haven't actually watched like full games from him, so I don't know.
Ihataren is a crazy talent. I don't think he's attainable for us.
Who?
Ihataren.
Oh, you think he's unattainable?
Yeah, I think it's the price is going to be too high for him, and we have the priorities are like someone like Partey. I also think if we go in for him, I just don't think we be able to do the necessary dealings that we want to do and get him. I don't think it's feasible. He's super talented, but I don't think it's feasible.
What do you lot think? What do you lot think of Emi Buendia and Said Benrahma?
I was making a case for Buendia on the Discord the other day. I thought.
What were you saying about him?
Because for me, Buendia is a guy that I really liked at Norwich, and I think he's a lot better than what he showed at Norwich. To be honest, like when I seen him in the Championship last year and early in the season for Norwich, I think he's someone that fits the profile of what we need. Like he plays those risky passes. He creates a lot of chances. Like even playing in such a dead side as Norwich, I think he was top 10 chance creators in the league. Yeah. And he's got that Prem experience. I know he didn't score any goals, so he doesn't have that goal threat. But I think he's someone that could really play at a much higher level than what we've seen at Norwich. And then someone like Benrahma, obviously he's just played in the Championship, but he reminds me a lot of someone like Mahrez, who he just makes things happen in the center of the pitch or on the flanks as well. So
I would take them both over Coutinho, I think.
Yeah, I said that in my group, and I said that.
Maybe not Benrahma, I don't know.
I got flamed. I got flamed for saying that though. But
I would like Buendia, but the thing is, the reservations I have over Buendia is, when I see him play for Norwich, he's played in the attacking third, so he's played in the right or the left of 4-2-3-1. If I was going to sign him, I don't think he is explosive or athletic enough to play that position for us, or at the top level. And I would see him as an inside 8, so I'll be playing him as a third midfielder or so an attacking midfielder. And I haven't seen him in that role yet. I do like his attributes, I do like his qualities, and I think if he could be moved to that position, then yes, I'd be interested. And the thing about Benrahma, I wouldn't have both of them because I feel like the modern game, you really need a lot of athletes in your side, especially in the final third.
Sounds too mavericky.
So you could only get away with one, in my opinion, because you need someone more electric on the other side. You need someone electric up top. So I'll take Buendia as an 8. if I'm not taking Benduia, I'll take Ben Rama instead. But I only think you could really get away with having one of them.
Okay, let's try and run through the forward positions then, because we're running out of time. It's getting late. So obviously Aubameyang is looking likely to stay. I don't expect any. The only attacker I expect to leave would be Lacazette. What do you guys think? Do you think any of the other attackers will leave?
Maybe Nelson.
Loan?
Yeah, loan or even.
I don't see him going on another loan. I think if he's going, he's going to be sold.
I honestly think that.
I think he needs a
if the
loan.
offer comes in for him, they would definitely consider it.
Yeah. They would if it was a good offer. It was a good number.
Who's gonna give a good offer for him?
I think Nelson needs a loan. To be fair, I can see him going back on loan. And I probably don't think we should sell him unless we get a very good offer.
I think Arteta would rather work with him than send him on loan.
I still want to see the Nelson project play out. Actually, you make a good point. Probably you should stay another year with the club rather than go on loan.
Yeah, we need to
Nelson project play out positively, but
we need to fatten up his fee a bit before.
It's tough. It's a tough one, man. Because it's a tough one because you hear about all the promise that he had as a younger footballer, man. And I just put him and Sancho together, and I think about where how they were talking about Nelson years ago and how they were talking about Sancho, and Sancho's clear of him, man. So clear of him, man.
Most of us have said our views on Nelson, and it would be interesting to know what Nigerian Dan thinks of him.
Yeah, it's true.
I'm a Nigerian. Nigerian Dan, don't let us down, man.
I got stocks in Nelson, though, to be honest. I'm not going to lie. I feel like
to see?
I feel like he can become a good squad player for Arsenal. Personally, like I think people are too quick to write him off, really, because at the end of the day, he's still only 20. He's still only 20 years old, and he's played like under 50 first team appearances. So like, I really don't think sort of what a player like that is actually going to be until after they've played 100, 150 times. Like Alex Iwobi looked like the brightest player when he first came. People talking about him playing against Barcelona and whatnot, and then actually you see that there isn't that much scope for improvement from him after he's played sort of 100, 150 games for Arsenal. And I think you need to give all young players that sort of chance to show themselves, because I think someone like him, even towards the end of the season, I think he started playing really well. That he took his goal against Liverpool well, a couple substitution appearances off the bench. I think he was starting to grow in confidence, take the full back on. I think was it against Watford? I think he completely tore the left back a few times, even though he was only on the pitch for about 10 minutes. So I think Nelson's got a lot of potential. So I'd like to see him stay at the club next year and get more minutes, because I think Arteta likes him as well. So
fair enough. We've spoke obviously about Lacazette leaving. It's another one where it's like, are we going to get the money for him? We've seen Juventus come into the picture again. This like talks of Juventus, but they seem like they want to do a swap.
I
mean, I'm looking at that list of Juventus players that are apparently available, and I'm like, I'm not taking any of them, man. Like, now that we've got Willian, what's the point of signing Douglas Costa? There's no point of having both of them, is there?
Nah, I would have taken him before the Willian deal, though. I know everyone says he gets injured a lot, but I think Douglas Costa, for me, on his
Costa or Willian? Which?
I would have taken Douglas Costa instead of Willian.
Okay, instead of Willian.
He's 29. Okay. He's obviously younger than him, 3 years younger.
Okay.
And I think on his day, he's unplayable and he's electric out wide.
Yeah,
so
I like Costa.
Costa. I would have taken him, but now we've got Willian. There's no point. Unless he wants to play Willian CM, as we're hearing. So
this is something that we need to talk about as well, because that could essentially open up the door for another attacking player to come in. And we saw links today with this Jolson Fernandez again. Apparently they want another player. We've seen links to Zaha. Potentially another forward coming in.
Could be. Would you take Zaha or Douglas Costa?
I'll take Zaha over Douglas Costa.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, same.
Experience of the league. We know what he can do. I'm itching to see Zaha play at a higher level, man. Like, that Crystal Palace team, man, it's had his run.
He proper wants to play for Arsenal as well, so I feel like
he's
you're gonna get that passion and effort from him.
Yeah.
Any alternatives? Because I feel like those two they would be quite underwhelming. I can't lie to you. What would be a forward signing that would excite you guys? Has anyone seen that Kusulevski guy for Parma?
No.
Yeah, I've seen it. I've suggested it. He's signed for Juventus.
Oh, was
Yeah,
he?
he's
Oh,
at
just signed for
Juve.
Juventus?
Yeah. When you saying Parma, you
Juventus have got a
me.
stranglehold over fucking Italy, man. It's
All
a
players
joke.
in Italy come out of them, they go there, and if
Hey.
they don't go there, they go to like either Roma, you know, they're just there, like they just get.
What about someone like
snapped up.
Milinkovic-Savic? Is he unattainable?
He's plays centrally though, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He's
More
a decent,
CM, but-
yeah, he's a decent player.
At the price,
Well-
we're not in that. We're not in that.
Is he a DM?
CM.
Oh, right. Yeah, I was about to say.
Yeah.
I don't think it was CM.
But
Yeah.
He's going to cost too much money for us.
There's a couple of players I like, but I'm not sure if it's worth going for them just yet.
Go on.
At Leverkusen, I like Moussa Diaby. I think he's very good.
Very erratic, though, man.
Yeah, he needs to be more refined. So I
He
think
needs to be more refined. I agree.
And then I still think Liam Bailey is a very talented and good player. And maybe,
It'd be too expensive.
well, but he's out of favour at Leverkusen. He don't play.
I wouldn't have him.
I don't think they'd sell him to. I think they'd go for the belly for him. They'd want the belly for him.
Overrated.
I don't think he's. I'm not rating him super high. I just think he's very talented.
I think he's a poor man's Oxlade-Chamberlain. Oxlade-Chamberlain's 10 times. They used to, because they're similar in their explosiveness and sometimes in some of their attributes, but I feel like Oxlade-Chamberlain's got so much more to his game and was head and shoulders better than him, personally.
What about that Marcus Edwards? Too small?
Well, exposed.
I like it.
Spurs, he pammed us this season for Guimaraes.
The one who plays for
well against us.
Victoria Guimaraes, yeah, man. You seen him, man? He's good.
He's a bit tiny, but he's very, very, very good.
I think he's a good player. I think he's quite tight. I quite like him, to be honest with you. He's got good feet. He's quick.
You know what I'd have? I'd have Ismail Sarr, man.
Watford's one. At Watford.
Best in the fences, bro.
He's messy, but he's so effective. He's so effective.
I hate that.
I'm so worried about that front three, man. Like,
I don't want to
Dan,
see
man.
that in my
Both Dans. Nah, man. That's.
Thing is,
I personally think
I'm upset with you about this one, man. What is
he's not got a tech. Yeah, he's not got a tech. But in terms of like when he has impact on the pitch, you get what I'm saying? Like he's
because
like
he's a speed demon.
He's like a poor man's Adama, isn't it? Do you get what I'm
We need
saying?
to be more than
We
that.
don't need that, yeah, man. We don't need a poor man's Adama. We need a good man's Adama.
We don't want to get into that mentality of where we're really. Like, I know we're slumming it right now, but we don't want to really slum it. Like go down.
no. And my concern with signings like that is that we've seen what Pepe's on, right? So he's not going to score in this league.
Yeah, I
We
wouldn't
know-
pay much money for him, bro. That's what I'm saying. This is someone I use as a weapon.
We know Pepe's not going to shoot in this league, right? You brought in Willian, who is also not a shooter, right? We need someone who's going to chip in with goals with Aubameyang, man. We need some goals. We scored 54 goals this season or something, whatever it was. 50.
Explain to me why everyone was trying to pan me when I said, but if we sell like a Zet, we need to get someone else that can score goals because we have no goals apart from
Hey, big up you, Dan. I was with you on that still.
Yeah, I don't think I was against you on that. Who was trying to pan you? Name names.
No,
People were saying I'm off the gin. I'm off the pink gin again. No, I was not. I was drinking clear water that day.
but you lot, what you lot think Pepe's not going to score goals?
Nope.
Nah.
Not at the rate we need. I think he'll improve next season. I think he'll probably get about 8 in the Premier League next season. But that's not what we need. We need someone who's going to be shooting 15, 16.
Yeah.
I would take. Do you know what? I would take Diogo Jota. You know, I don't think he's everyone's shout, but
I would.
quite like him. I would take him on that left. I would take him on that left wing. He scores goals. I'm not sure that we could bag him from Wolves, and you know, I think if we were to get him, he'd cost a lot of money for us. But I quite like him. I've been watching him for a little.
I think
bit.
those Wolves players would want an exit strategy from Wolves pretty ASAP, man. I think a lot of them don't like playing the way they're playing.
Yeah, they play horrible football, but I quite like Jota. He gets goals, man. He gets goals. He can chip in with goals. His goal.
What about Dwight McNeil?
Burnley.
Yeah,
He's going Leicester, I think.
is he going Leicester?
He's linked.
He
Leicester and
looks
Wolves.
decent.
He's a good player, man. He's still only 20 as well.
He's all right. He's young. I'd want someone a bit older than him and a bit more refined. I think, given that we've got Saka, given that we've got Saka, I don't want another young wide player there, man. I want someone who's a bit older, who's got a bit more experience, who preferably knows the league. But the goal scoring.
That's why I like Dan's suggestion of Ben Rama, because he scored like 17 this season.
Is there a scenario though if we sell Lacazette that we sign another striker?
Yeah, I can see that.
I can see that.
I can see signing a striker with different attributes, like a link striker.
And we were linked to that German geezer, weren't we? That Wormwood Gromridge guy, whatever his name is.
I don't want no one like that. Allow it, bro.
He's not German, bro. Don't put it on my people, man.
What is he then? What is he?
He's not German. He's not.
I don't know what he is, but he's not German.
He's one of those countries that you lot tried to do the dirty thing to in the 40s. Still, he's one of them, man. There, yeah. One of the Iron Curtain countries. Yeah.
I proper see Arteta liking someone like that, Eduardo from Celtic.
Yeah, Edward.
Edward, yeah.
And like the fact he can hold it up and link up and stuff.
Right, you've done a U-turn, well, not a U-turn, but you've come around to the idea of Edward.
Yeah,
right?
You watched him a bit more, didn't you, Leroy? And you said he's not as bad as you thought.
He's better than I thought.
Yeah.
He's better than Moussa Dembele for me. To be
much better than Dembele,
because I think Moussa Dembele is one of the most overrated strikers.
Yeah.
Because like the way he's linked with every top club, I'm just like I don't think he'd bang.
I don't get it. I think he's dead. I think he's rubbish.
But I think the striker thing will just depend. I think the striker thing will just depend on whether Arteta actually moves Aubameyang central or not.
Yeah.
But I think if you
any hunches on that, Dan, Nigerian Dan?
I've got no idea, to be honest. I actually have no idea, because I think Aubameyang doesn't want to be playing on the left wing though, and I don't think he'll be signing a contract if he's going to be chasing fullbacks the same way that he is. So I have a feeling that he will be playing central, but if not, then I can see us getting another striker.
I see him trying to play central for the start of the season, and I see Arteta not liking it very much because he doesn't hold the ball and he's not got the technical quality.
And then trying to re-sign Giroud, yeah?
No, but then I've got a funny feeling that central experiment is going to be short-lived, and then he's going to end up playing Eddie because that's all we have.
Exactly, and this is why I said, so Lacazette, Martinelli's out for 6 months. You're going to rely on Eddie playing up front, Lacazette, Aubameyang on the left wing. William might play midfields. We need to buy someone. We need to buy an attacker. Actually, I don't.
So who then?
I'm not buying him up top anymore. I think this Aubameyang up top for me is kind of done. He can score his goals from left, so I'm calm with him being on the left. He does the work on the left. He doesn't give us much creativity on the left. We can compensate for that lack of creativity on the left and stacking up the creativity in the middle. And if Pepe would do a bit more, and if we then get a striker that can bring people into play. So
so if we want that, what's the point of selling Lacazette then?
Yeah.
Because Lacazette is he's 29.
He's
not a striker that scores at a good rate, and he's not very creative, or he's not very technical. He does things to a good level, better than most strikers, but you can still upgrade. I mean, Jonathan David.
Do you not feel that it's easier though to create from the left rather than your striker being your main point of creativity?
Definitely.
In the front line? Because I feel like even with his technical deficiencies, you'd still rather have your technically deficient player playing as number 9 than on the left. Do you know what I'm saying? Because I feel like you can create much better partnerships on that left side if you actually have someone who can, take the ball and do something with it rather than your number 9.
It really depends on how your team plays, because a lot of the time Arteta's been really mixing up nice between short and long. And one thing you notice with Aubameyang, when we play long, it comes back so fast. So I feel like when we start playing Aubameyang up top, which I think he's going to do, it's really not going to stick. And the ball's going to keep coming back. And we're really going to struggle to pen teams in, because we still won't have the required quality in midfield yet to dominate the game as we want to. So I feel like he'll start playing Eddie again. That's what I think is going to happen. So that's why I would buy another striker.
So who would you buy, Leroy?
I don't know. I haven't really.
Depay?
No, I don't really. I would avoid Depay after the ACL. I was watching him run. I'm like, a bit slow. Nah, not really feeling it. There's
a guy that plays in Germany that I like for Hertha, that Matthias Cunha guy.
Oh yeah,
He plays on the wing a bit though. Brazilian.
yeah. He plays out wide.
He can play as a striker too.
He can play as a striker as well.
Yeah, I think he's all right. Again, he's young. I don't think he's that refined. What's his numbers? Because he just got there, didn't he? He hasn't been in Germany forever.
Yeah, but he had a big burst of goal scoring towards the end of the season. But I think that was like
post-COVID, man.
Was it post-COVID? I can't remember.
Don't really clap.
Yeah.
No.
Nice technical player.
I would have liked that Jonathan David. You know.
Yeah.
Same. I think we missed a boat on him, man. I really do. I think we fucked up.
Big time.
Because I think he's gonna clap for Lille. Yeah, he's gonna clap next season, and then they're gonna put like an 80 mil price tag on him, and
they sold Osimhen for what, like 70 mil this season.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And I think David is better than Osimhen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so as well. Yeah, what do you man think about Borga? I saw it's linked with him.
I'll take him.
I'll take Sassuolo.
Yeah, I'll take him.
We've
he's scoring.
We bought Willian. We bought Willian though.
Yeah, but Willian might play in the middle.
Willian makes no sense to me. None whatsoever. I think that's going to be scummy. I think that's going to be horrible.
I really don't know how he intends to utilize him. As I said, he played on the right for so many years. Of course, he can play on the left, but it just feels weird now. He's going to play on the left for Arsenal for the next couple of years.
No, probably we're hearing in the middle. I just don't see it. I don't see him. He's too Mickey. He's too inconsistent. Like I don't. No.
Boga scored 11 goals in Serie A this season.
I like Boga. If we didn't have Mickey, I'm calling him Mickey now. Willian. I would like Boga for the left wing. I think he's a really good prospect, and I think he's undervalued at Chelsea. So I would love to take him. But
do you know why I like Boga as well? Because he does things with intent and intensity, which Pepe doesn't do. So
yeah.
We need to. If we buy a forward, we need a forward that kind of does things not the same way Pepe does. We can't have two Lele forwards.
Yeah, that's my worry as well. That's my worry. Two Lele forwards, two non-goal scoring forwards. Nah, man, not on it. That's disgusting. But all right, lads, let's leave it there because I think we've done enough and we've touted enough options. We've said we'd sell the whole squad. So I think we've done enough to entice people. But Dan, it was great having you on. Not you, German Dan, Nigerian Dan. It was great having you on. Great having you on as well, German Dan. Shabs, Leroy, as usual. And we'll be back this week with a Patreon piece. If not, if you're one of those lazy people who don't, you're not subscribed to the Patreon, then we'll be back next week. But see you later, guys.
Peace. Bless.
When I spit bars in a rave, man, I go hard like Santan.